Hello, everybody. This is Jan Moray with Mental Fitness Now. I am a licensed professional counselor and a life coach. And how is everybody doing today? Well, today I want to talk to you about reducing anxiety. And for many people, they think that they have to go to a counselor to reduce anxiety. But I'm here to tell you that I don't like to look at it as if there's something wrong with you, that you've got any kind of an illness or anything. It's more like you're going to, there's ways to coach you through it so that if you're feeling anxious, there are things that you can do so that you can be, so that you will feel less stressed. And thank you very much, Katya, for bringing people on board. I appreciate that. And so a shout out to Katya at Perry 10K. And so today what I do in my work is to help people to get better mental fitness. And what I'm talking about in mental fitness is so that we can be happier in our lives and more successful. And thank you, Katya, for everything that you're doing for me. And so what I want to talk to you about is, when we're physically out of shape, people know, okay, you get a lot of anxiety. All right, well, we will talk about that. Hang on. And so when we are physically out of shape, we know what we need to do in order to feel better. We exercise, we eat better, and there's all kinds of things that we can do. And one of the measures for being out of shape is that we've gained too much weight or our muscles are getting kind of flabby. Well, the same thing is with mental fitness. And so with mental fitness, the more mentally fit we are, the happier we are. And so we try to do things so that they don't interfere with our happiness. And it's by using the frontal or prefrontal cortex so that we're thinking about things. We understand that we have emotions and we have feelings, but we can choose how we respond about them. And so anxiety is a big one. I want to talk about anxiety today because a lot of people, that's just what they do when things aren't quite going right or they're nervous about something. They just start thinking about it and they're in that spiral where they're thinking and thinking and thinking. And what does that do? That really makes us more anxious. So one of the things you can do is to try to redirect your thoughts. And instead of worrying about whatever is going on, the best thing to do to start off with is just to take some deep breaths. Just breathe it in and blow it out. Try to take about 15 seconds per breath, to breathe in and breathe out to kind of calm yourself down. And then if you do that, then you can start thinking rationally and say, okay, are all these thoughts, are they for real? Is this really what's going to happen, or am I creating something that really isn't there? And I'll give you an example. This happened to me when I was a young girl, and I was going out with some friends. We were going into a neighboring town, and my mother had told me to come home at a certain time. And this was before cell phones, mind you. And I knew there was no way I was going to be home at that time. But to avoid an argument, I just left. Well, my mom, in the meantime, when we didn't get home, when she thought I was going to be home, all of a sudden her mind is racing. She disobeyed me. She's not coming home. Or something happened to them. She's dead on the side of the road. And all these things keep going on. And it's like, what are you really accomplishing by doing that? Instead of thinking, okay, even though it might be hard to think this way, it's like, okay, I know my daughter's a responsible person. I know she went out with some good people and they're just running late or something like that. But instead, our minds, we just keep letting it go to all these, we could catastrophize things, that think of all these things that are going to happen that really never ever happen. Anxiety is really about things that we're worried about in the future. But there's a statistic out there that over 90% of the things we worry about never ever happen. So instead of allowing those worrying thoughts to consume you, try to redirect your thought. Okay, I talked about the deep breathing. Deep breathing is one very good way to get started. Another way is just go take a walk. You go outside. I mean, that's what I do a lot when I'm upset or something's not working quite right. I'll just get up and go walk around the block, or even just jog in place if the weather's not good outside. Something to get the blood flowing. Yeah, people do that all the time. They make mountains out of molehills. But when we get caught in that anxiety loop, we can't help ourselves. Our thoughts just go there, and that's what calming down and taking those deep breaths helps you to get centered again, so you can think, okay. I know my thoughts are going here, but this is not going to happen. I'm making this stuff up. Let me just find something else to do. And so if you can find some way to redirect your energy, and it's, especially if you can do something that kind of gets your heart going, that'll help you to release some of that energy. And then other things that you can do, try to find a creative outlet. If you enjoy doing some type of artwork or reading or whatever, try to get involved in that. Or even meditation. Meditation is a great thing to do when you're anxious. The key is to start learning that, okay, I don't have to sit with those anxious thoughts. I don't want to be that way. And so you're making a deliberate decision to do something differently. So yes, absolutely. So don't think that you're sick. Don't think that I have this anxiety disorder. And so that's why I am this way. Understand that I can do something about it. I can make myself stop worrying. And another thing you can do is I like to tell people to schedule a time every day where what you're going to do is worry. So if my time, so let's say I say, okay, every night at 7:00 I'm going to worry for 20 minutes. So during the day, if I'm worried about something, I'm going to say, nope, this is not my time to worry. It's not 7:00. I'm going to wait and worry later. And so if you start trying to worry now, just the thought that you're going to worry later that works for some people. And so it's like, okay, I'll do it later. But the real interesting thing about that is that when 7:00 comes, you're like, okay, now I can worry. You can't worry. Because once you tell yourself this is when I, what I need to do, that you can't make yourself do it. And so trying to postpone worrying is another technique you can use to try to stop yourself from doing it. But the first thing, you have to understand what you're doing to kind of calm yourself down and then redirect your efforts. All right, again, this is Jan Moray with Mental Fitness Now. I'm a counselor and a life coach, and I would be more than happy to talk to any of you. And the worry will disappear eventually. At first, it may seem like it's taking a long time for it to go away, but eventually you start going through this process, you will worry less and less, and then you'll be happier, right? So let me know what you think, and if you have any other topics you'd like for me to cover, I'd be more than happy to help you. So again, Jan Moray with Mental Fitness Now, signing off.